Paul here, Paul Phillips Fix. Got a 02 Mercedes E320 W210 platform. We're doing the fuel pump. I already replaced the fuel filter, but I'm having irregular fuel pressure readings and excessive cranking. I had a leaky injector. I changed all the injectors out, but I'm still getting that extended crank. I believe there's a check valve in the fuel pump that sometimes fails. And that'll cause the fuel pressure to drop. I don't think it's a fuel pressure regulator, because when I have it running, it's holding a nice 50 pounds, and when I vary the RPMs, it stays the same. You're gonna have to, I put the front wheel on a ramp and jacked up the back of the car. I got the jack under it and a jack stand just to be safe. Right in front of the driver's wheel is the cover where the fuel pump and fuel filter are. You got 3 10mm nylon bolts, 2 here in the front and 1 in the back. I'm going to remove them. I don't have hose pliers, so what I did is I used needle nose vice grips with hose on them. I didn't want to buy just fuel line pliers that are only good for one thing. I figured I'll have a tool that's more diversified. All right, let me get those nuts off. For Coco here. All right, the tools you're going to need are either hose clamp pliers or put some rubber hose on needle nose vice grips. You're going to need a 10mm socket and an 8mm socket for the nuts on the fuel pump itself. A small flathead screwdriver to get in and pop that larger hose clamp clip, and a Phillips screwdriver to take off the fuel pump. This is what it looks like here. Got to loosen this Phillips, and you can slide this out. That's the clamp that you need to pry open. I think that's reusable. Some of them are permanent, some are reusable. You just got to snap it back together. I may put a regular hose clamp on there. I'm not a big fan of those clamps. It's got them on both sides, it looks like. Yeah, they're on both sides. Shit, I may have to pull this clamp off of here to get that off. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna pull that pump down now and work on getting those clamps off and clamp those hoses off. Okay. Okay, on these clamps, you got to take a screwdriver, get it around the edge here, and just pop this little catch up off of this ramp on both of them to pop them off. One of the fuel pump bolts is a 7mm, the other is an 8mm. I guess they have that for a reason, so you do not confuse the way it's wired. Maybe they'd run the pump backwards or something, but that's the way that goes. Okay guys, now I'm going to take that out and get those hoses off and put the new pump back in. I got the new fuel pump in. I had done this fuel filter very recently with a new one, and I put these clamps on. What I did was loosen this clamp that had the screw and take that hose off with the pump. That way I could fiddle around and do this pump off of the vehicle. It was easier. Get your fuel pump back in and then reinstall your main feed line last. It made it a little easier. So that's a fuel pump on a W210 platform, guys. I guess now the test is to put the key in and turn it a couple of times just to pressurize the system. But I think my excessive cranking issue is going to be gone. There's only one other thing that it can be, is a bad fuel regulator, and I don't believe that's the case. You hear it?
Yeah.
You hear the pump? Still might crank extra now. Started right up. Well guys, it started right up, and I believe that's the problem solved. I hope I could bring you some useful information, guys. Thank you very much for watching. This is our channel. Please help it grow. Give a like and subscribe, and thank Frankie Fish Sticks for giving us a hand. Okay guys, have a good day. Thanks again for watching. Bye bye.